You guys have probably figured out by now that I'm a liberal, right? That I cleave to most liberal ideas that are expressed in the media. But, as you saw by my last video, I sometimes take a stand against fellow liberals and call them out when they're being stupid. The last video about the whole Sam Harris, Islam, Bill Maher, Ben Affleck thing wasn't, I don't think, really all that controversial among people who watch this channel. But this one might upset some people. Probably the number one liberal talking point type ideology type thing that pisses me off is gun control reform. It drives me absolutely insane. It is the biggest load of shit ever. It is absolutely true that America is just unique in the world when it comes to just gun proliferation among the citizenry, and that a hell of a lot of people get shot, whether by accident or on purpose, because of this. But it wouldn't anger me if people said, well, if you put a gun in your house, it's likely you might shoot yourself, or your kids might accidentally shoot themselves, or something like that. That's fine. But the big, hot button sensationalist, bang, 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 that my fellow liberals press on is mass shootings. And guns do not cause mass shootings. And as you can clearly find out with just the slightest bit of investigation, where there are not guns available, there are mass stabbings, or there are bombing attacks. Crazy people who are driven to violence find a way to kill large numbers of people when they intend to. And this gets me to my point. Take the Sandy Hook guy. Take the Columbine shooters. These are people who are going to take that action. And it was just literally a coincidence that the guns were what they used. You know, the Columbine kids had pipe bombs, and they would have walked in there with pipe bombs alone if they had to. You know, there's people who go on mass stabbing sprees all the time, and you don't hear about it because it's not so media-worthy. The guns are so much more scary. Now, I don't own a gun. I don't give a damn about guns. I'm not a gun enthusiast. I don't support the NRA. I don't care. What angers me, and what I'm trying to tell you people, is guns don't have a goddamn thing to do with mass shootings. I know that sounds stupid, but it's because those people are deranged. And guess what? Our country has a completely worthless mental health system. There ain't nowhere for these people to go. It costs tens of thousands of dollars over very short periods of time to try to lock any of these people up in any sort of asylum type deal. Medication costs are absolutely batshit fucking insane in America. The markup compared to these same drugs, not generic versus name brand. We're talking these same name brand drugs cost 300 to 3,000% more in America because they can charge that much here. It's legal. People who need help from some person who's depressed, or some person who has PTSD, or somebody who's schizophrenic, or somebody who's got a more severe derangement or psychopathy, these people aren't getting help. And there's no fucking money to be spent on these people. All the programs have been slashed. They're gone. They're gone. They were the first things to go. Yeah, they're coming for your food stamps. They're coming for your welfare. But for these guys, the people who eventually shoot up schools and go on killing sprees, their help's already gone. And if somebody gets driven that far, they will find a way to release that pain, okay? They're going to attack people. They're going to try to hurt people. And it might not even be pain, it might just be sheer disconnect from reality. But these people can't afford medication, they can't get locked up. The Isla Vista shooter, the guy that everybody was in an uproar about just a couple months ago, yeah, his parents tried to lock him up. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. The cops couldn't do anything. There was nowhere to put him. I mean, in a place like here in Florida, you can send a guy to a facility, and they'll keep him for 48 hours, and maybe they'll keep him for longer if they think he's a direct threat to society. If you can even get him that far, you can actually, against a person's will, have the police escort them to a place like that, but then they can get right back out. And a trip there costs a couple $1,000s. There's nothing to stop the cause of these things. You could go and just poof, disappear all the guns. They'll take knives. You can poof all that. They'll fucking make bombs. They'll do something. They'll strangle people. They'll beat people to death with rocks, okay? The guns are not the problem. It has very little to do with those. Those do make it easier for them to kill more people, but that is way down the line of causation. They're still going to kill people, and if you are fucking honest, and you don't just have a hard-on for fucking hating the NRA, and have this irrational hatred of people who like guns. I know a lot of people who are licensed concealed carry gun people, and they're not crazy. They don't fucking walk around with assault rifles. What they have is a little fucking .22 under their belt that you will never see unless something happens. And you know what? People like those, the people who are legitimate gun-carrying citizens, they stop shit by themselves all the time. And guess what? You don't hear about it. It's not a sensationalist story that ends up in the media. You know what? It takes willful ignorance to just say gun control, gun control, gun control, gun control, gun control. At the end of the day, they're going to get guns. The Columbine shooters didn't own the guns they used. They got them from their parents, who were law-abiding gun owners. Gun control won't fix shit. If you put any sort of reasonable gun control down, they'll still get the guns. If you take all the guns, they'll kill people some other way. You're fucking stupid, okay? Look at me, Steve Shives, Cenk Uygur, Secular Talk. I respect the hell out of you guys, liberal viewer. You're wrong on this issue. Fucking wrong. Drives me nuts. I hope some of this made sense to you.